Do you know who that is, Mag?
No.
Okay.
From the Gilmore Girls, right?
It's from the Gilmore Girls, 100%. That person, no. It'd be crazy, but that person got famous fast, and he had a song he went on tour with like Kid Cudi and Outkast. So
I know Outkast, not personally.
Can you name the two people in Outkast?
Is it Andre 5000?
Oh my God, you were
6,
so close.
6,000?
3,000.
Fuck.
3 stacks. Yep. And then who's the other?
I thought it was 5,000.
Papa's popping and locking, Magnum scrutinizing. Papa Mac's Pinecast.
Welcome back, everyone, to episode 33 of the Papa Mags Pinecast. Mags, we are up to a nice even 222 days since we were told it'll be a few weeks until we can get our NFTs off of Theta Drop.
That's a nice even number.
And guess what? That was last year. We're on to a whole new year now.
So we reset the timer?
We are not resetting the timer. Or should we do like 222 plus?
No. We'll keep the timer going.
Got to keep the timer going. I heard you say some stuff last week about winning a Theta Punk. Somebody got called out, and there was kind of a big deal made on Twitter by me.
Well, so I wanted to start this episode out, and I wanted to have some words with you about this, but I wanted to first issue an apology to Doc Theta. I didn't think it was something call outable. You did. That's cool. So what happened was you mentioned that I didn't receive a Theta Punk that I said I won, which I mentioned on the episode, and
Correct.
you called him out about it. And now this came. I'll talk about that after. This came
Well,
off
I
the
said
heels
he didn't listen to the episode.
I think he eventually put it on his list.
After the fact, yes, right in front of Saving Lives, and as a matter of fact.
Right, which is recommended, highly recommended.
Yeah.
But he so what happened was on Thanksgiving, on his own time and dime, I guess, or however it works over there at Punkland, he did a bunch of contests, and he did it on like a morning shift and then like a night shift.
Yeah. Quick fire, like rapid fire on Discord.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I won 2 of them on the early shift,
Nice.
as the kids say, and I got a punk pack on Theta Drop, which was cool. I got to use the coupon function, like they gave me the code and redeemed it, so that was smooth. Because I was like, I know they're not there on Thanksgiving. How the heck's that going to work? But it did. So that was good functionality on Theta Drop's part.
Shout out Theta Drop.
Not a proud sponsor of the Pinecast, but
no.
But shout out regardless. And I also won a classic punk, and we were going back and forth, and I sent my MetaMask address to him. And then so I remember, and this is before ThetaCon, and I was like, I never got it. I'm not gonna, me, I'm like very humble. I'm not gonna say anything about it.
Only ask once, yeah.
And so because we got dinner with him the one night.
Oh, yes, we did. And there's a story there for another time.
Okay. And I didn't bring it up once, right?
You did not bring it up once. No, you did not.
So I knew it wasn't there. I'm like, I'm not making a big deal about this. I'm a simple, humble pine, as everyone knows. So whatever. I just briefly mentioned it for whatever reason on the last episode. And so anyways, he was like confused that he owed me a punk. And what happened was, like I mentioned, I did win the punk, but apparently there was a message I never saw from him that said, hey, pick which one you want. Can't pick this one because that one's already gone or whatever. So I sent him the screenshot. It said, then I was instantly embarrassed when you pushed that out. And I think you were rolling high off a victory lap I was not trying to take. But I was coming to the defense of another friend of the Pinecast, who was on the Pinecast about the shirt situation. So should I talk about the shirt situation?
Yeah. Well, you got to throw yourself a parade after you apologize. Yeah.
Well, So, anyways, there was, as you know, and maybe some other people know, there was many merch and shirts and stuff like that came out of ThetaCon. Doc Theta, he mentioned that I think it was Naomi Trader and another shirt.
Symbiote Creatives.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Shout out. Their shirts held up the best
Yeah.
after washing than all the other shirts. And I called shenanigans on that, and then I said, well, and he prefaced with, I don't think I've received all. I didn't get all the shirts probably. So then I said, you must not got a Theta Vibe shirt, because that thing held up, and it is soft and comfortable as shit, and like in a good way.
Okay.
And so then he got back later. I don't know if you saw, and
Yeah.
he basically apologized for taking that stance, because he must have not seen how well it held up.
Yeah.
And he had to confirm what I already said about the shirt being.
But it was confirmation. I did see that.
Right. So I don't need a shout out.
Well, I mean, hey, listen, you were right about that, and we might as well continue the parade with, while I'm off enjoying Christmas
Off the grid completely. Yeah.
There's just so much happening with Friends of the Pinecast being stranded at airports, and next thing I know, we got a Southwest countdown on our webpage.
Right.
And I took a call from like the New York Times looking for you. Like everyone's reaching out for Magnum. Like what happened there?
Right. Yeah. I think so am I just about it's possible we broke the Southwest story before anyone on the Pinecast.
I don't think it's possible. I think that's what actually happened.
Okay.
And when you say we, you must have a mouse in your pocket, because I wasn't any part of this.
Right, but I just like to share the credit. But
well,
obviously,
you're such a good guy.
But so what
And
happened
humble.
was Andrew Berry, friend of the Pinecast, was stranded on, or not stranded, had a delay. We've all had delays on flights before, right? I mean, nothing new.
Absolutely. I had a delay leaving ThetaCon.
So you're aware. So anyways, it turned out that it was longer than expected. They were short 2 flight attendants. Eventually one showed up, but they were still waiting. So I think at that time there was already like 2.5 hours since this delay with no end in sight. Now also she's traveling with Andrew 1 and Pam.
Yeah.
Big friend of the Pinecast, Pam.
Yeah.
And so anyways, 5 hours and 20 minutes was the official total. I put a countdown on the website because I wanted to make it known to Southwest. They did not respond they did not respond to me or anyone else, and it was getting a lot of traction. Christmas Eve, you can't get to your destination. You're stuck at the airport. That's luckily 5 hours and 20 minutes. And then I checked FlightAware to make sure the flight took off. And then and this is kind of interesting. So I posted the official time of the delay, and I turned off the count up, or the reverse countdown of the delay. But I decided to keep it memorialized right now on our website, papamags.com, the number 2 place to go for Papa Mags content. Check it out, peeps. And so this Southwest story at this point was not a big issue, or that I heard about.
Right. No.
And then Southwest just completely shit the bed.
In a big way.
In a huge way, and it came to a lot of surprise to a lot of people. And so it's possible, we really...
You were way out in front of that. Yeah.
Yeah, we were out in front of that.
Very good. Job well done. And speaking of jobs well done, shout out to Pendants Theta. I received a nice little care package this week.
As did I.
Which did you just get the Papa Mags keychain with the
and
knife?
The secret pineapple?
Okay, yeah, same here with with the ship wheel.
Yep.
Yeah, so they came out super nice. I got them on my keychain. I love them. Shout out, thanks a lot. Reach out to him. I saw that he's got a bunch of them of those keychains with the little knives with like the Theta logo and T-Drop logo, T-Fuel logo. They look really sick, but you
don't have to. So if you want one, Pendants Theta, you don't have to get a Papa Mags, but you could.
It's recommended, but you don't have to.
Right. Right.
So speaking of our non-sponsor Theta Drop, I noticed there was a few issues this week, and one was impacted a friend of the Pinecast, our boy Alf.
Oh boy.
Um, so yeah, Alf was looking to offload one of his pines. Not sure if anyone noticed, but he was looking for T fuel for whatever reason. God bless him. I hope he was able to make the sale. But for whatever reason, there was a glitch in the T fuel exchange rate. So he actually received less T fuel than he should have because the T fuel on Beta Drop was registering at a higher dollar value than it should have been. Can you believe
Wow.
that?
I can.
Yeah, I can too. It was actually a glitch that one of our acquaintances, friend of the Pinecast, I think, Favor Pine, he actually noticed it early on and made us aware. But I'm not sure that anyone got more impacted than Alf. So it would be nice to get Alf taken care of here after that. That's because that's not really
Well,
fair.
I just want to say I think I would let me just take a stab at it that I'm sure if this is true, which I'm assuming it is, affected more than Alf, just people might not be aware.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I think
all the T fuel cells. Yeah.
Right. I think
Whoever
whatever
was selling got hurt. Yeah.
Right.
And it leads me to another point that I've made before. A lot of these people, I mean, pretty much everybody that is selling in T fuel only right now and getting purchases in T fuel
Oh man.
is selling because they have T fuel only. Like no one's just going out there and buying in T fuel what you can buy in cash. It's just not happening right now. So it brings up the point of if you're selling T fuel only, why can't you list this in the amount of T fuel that you want? It makes no sense.
The market's in the shitter, and it's not exclusive to Theta. It's not exclusive to NFTs on Theta Drop or Open Theta. You know what I mean? Like there's like there's world markets going on, and stuff's not going good on it. And I'm
Sure.
not talking about like the store world market, if that's a store.
Understood.
You know what I mean? Like the whole world.
Yeah.
Right.
So speaking of other issues with our non-sponsor Theta Drop, this past week was a huge week for NFTs expiring for redemptive purposes. So
Sure.
I know that I was tooting the horn a bit earlier in the week to make sure people understood, but there were still so many people that just let these redeemable NFTs just expire. Like I don't
Why didn't you
understand
sell
it.
your popcorn at a loss to me? I don't get it.
Or
Stupid.
why didn't you just redeem the popcorn and eat it? This
Right.
thing was going to ship worldwide. We had people across the pond buy and redeem.
Right. Well,
What?
I saw you kind of told them about that.
Yeah. Well, he was going to go on. A friend of the Pinecast was going to go on and buy some popcorn and ship it overseas. It was going to be $20 to ship it. Doesn't really make too much sense. So I said, listen, instead of using our promo code as much as it would benefit us, let's just how about you buy the NFT?
Yeah.
That's about to expire and just redeem it and bang, free shipping. Plus you get 12 for the price of like 6.
Right.
So
100%.
Yeah, so all that sizzle popcorn, those redeemable NFTs, they're garbage. The Sony spatial display, rest in peace, man. Whoever
that too?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yep. And one other one that I didn't have any idea. This wasn't on my radar at all, but I had posted something on Twitter, and someone reached out that there was the signed Amara La Negra poster. He had bought it in the secondary market, and the poster said redeem by January 1st. He went to redeem it today, and guess what?
What?
He couldn't redeem it. So,
well, can I just say? I mean, I don't know why you would wait to the last minute. It should have been, but that just seems
100%.
I don't see the strategy in
There's
waiting
none.
to the last day.
Agreed.
On a holiday too, right?
Yeah,
on New Year's Day, or is it U.S. New Year's Day?
Yeah,
American New Year's Day. Right?
Yeah, but listen, I completely agree with that. We've seen Theta Drop in action. Why would you chance it? Why I was looking at the popcorn yesterday, and I was like, you know what? It's too close. Like, I don't know if I buy this, if I can redeem it right now. So I'm just gonna, I'm just done. I did my damage on the 28th. That was as close as I was waiting to the 31st as possible.
Yeah, no, as soon as I got the, as we mentioned, I got the you can't even buy 12 packs on the site.
Right. There's no 12 pack.
No such thing exists.
Correct.
On there. And then it's just stupid that you waited. But also, I mean, I don't know why. I mean, if I saw this right, he spent $60 on this thing.
Yep.
So I mean, that wouldn't have been the NFT I was targeting, and then waiting on a holiday to redeem it.
You got to redeem that immediately if you're buying that for $60.
Right. If you're buying it for $60, you definitely want it, I'm assuming.
Yeah, immediately. So, all right, let's talk some Pines here. So we had a lot go on in the last week with Pines, starting with our boy, friend of the Pinecast, General Dole, coming through again, huge with Danielson.
Yep.
Pine.
Oh yeah.
Big time trade with Favor Pine. So I know he gave up some ones that he really likes. He gave up the FU Camo Face King and his Samurai Sword Army Dude, right?
Yep.
And a canister and a floor pine. So honestly, you gotta like getting a custom for that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have the custom in that deal, but I think it's a
nice deal.
I think it's
nice on both sides.
I think it's nice on both sides. It depends what you want, because he definitely gave up a lot of stuff that he really liked.
100%. Yeah, that there was pain on both sides there, but
I think that's the only way that the trade
makes it fair.
That the trade's fair.
Yeah. And then we had another huge trade. Sochi, I'm not SOCI, I'm not sure how to say it. He had traded a custom Fuse Guardian for an altered pine from the JR a couple weeks ago.
Yep.
And then he took that altered pine and he traded it to Tygon King.
Mm-hmm.
And he got one Tygon, 24 pugs, and 4 floor pines for it.
Are you making that trade?
No, I'm keeping the altered. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not making that trade. But I mean, I don't know. That's when you start mixing up all these different collections to get to one,
it's
tough.
It seems confusing from where I'm sitting, because he had a custom Fuse Guardian.
It was a Fuse Guardian. It was a team Fuse Guardian.
Right, and then he traded for a custom, which I think that's a good deal for him. But I think
that's a good deal. I think so too.
Yeah, and I think then he went the other way with that.
I agree. Yeah, I think Tygon King made out pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, 24 pugs is a lot of pugs. I mean, it is.
Some people.
I don't know that there was like a theta pug in there or anything like that.
Some people are all about that pug life.
Pug life. It's hard for sure. Probably the news of the week though was McPineapple being released into the wild. How about that?
God! Yeah.
What a rip! I mean, T News,
friend of the Pinecast.
I mean, if nothing else, he earned that.
Oh yeah, I want to set this record straight real quick too. I think he is the overall pine can opener, and I had a
way.
So on Theta Drop Rarity, it doesn't show the address, but you know how it says like the most cans opened, whatever.
Yeah. Has it gone up by like 30 in the last?
When I open one, it doesn't go up, and then all of a sudden, when T News opens them, they go up. Now he said, I asked him about this, I think at ThetaCon in person, and he says, I'm like, dude, I think you're the record holder, and he said no, and I'm not counting again. I'm done counting. I'm too freaking confused. He's like, I think I only opened 50 before this last since the AMA and the episode that I'm not allowed to talk about with the
stop
batches.
Oh, come on.
Well, now we just got our explicit. And I said the B word.
Yeah.
Congratulations for him. That's a really cool looking pine.
And he also went SSS and got a custom from Dubuque too.
Did you happen to see what else he did?
What else did he do? I saw that he ripped one open and A real close friend of the podcast bought it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was you, wasn't it?
That was me. It was a white Theta blindfold
Those are nice and clean. You know
with
what
a
I mean?
wine glass. And
Yeah.
I didn't. And believe it or not, wine glass is simple. I don't have one.
Wow.
So I
Welcome to the club.
Yeah. Thank you. Glad to be here. Thanks. So a lot of damage done this weekend on the
A
pine
ton
boards.
of damage done. Yeah. I mean, any week where there's a new custom released into the wild is pretty exciting for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, man. So it's been a crazy week. We're into a new year here. Happy New Year, everybody.
That's from both of us.
That is definitely from both of us and our assistant that we're going to hire at some point because we had to fire the last one. All right. Well, yeah, this week we're going to kind of go back in the archives a bit and release a recording that happened a while back before our appearance on his show. We had a nice sit down chat with the one and only Wes Sherwin.
And you can listen to that
after these messages.
This week's episode is brought to you by Sizzle Popcorn, the official popcorn of Poppin' Mag's Pinecast. Choose from a variety of delicious flavors including lightly salted, cheddar, salt and vinegar, Mexican chili, maple syrup, and, yeah, even ketchup. The perfect snack for any occasion. Use promo code POPPINMAGS at checkout for an additional 10% off. That's POP_MAGS.
Papa Max, yeah. Papa Max. Papa Max Podcast. Papa Max Podcast.
Oh, shit.
Yes, sir.
Here we are.
What's happening, guys?
What's going on, man?
Dude, eating a crab cake right now. What's going on with you?
Been better, been worse. Am I right?
You have such, and I'm going to stop talking my mouth full, but like learning about your life story at ThetaCon 22, like would you say that your life is full of extreme luck and disluck, which isn't a word, but you know?
I guess you could say that. Okay.
So in stream, I'm not going to say their name because they might not want me to, but someone offered me to trade for a pine, and I really wanted to show up tonight with a pine because I am, as you know, in the market, and
Yes.
They shit all over me. I like showed them everything I had to trade. I mean, like I got a Tygon, I have a bunch of Psycho heads, and they just go, not enough. Sorry. And I was like, okay.
Oh,
Like my whole collection isn't enough, you know?
I mean, wait, was this like some kind of special pine?
No, I don't think so. It was like I can tell you exactly what it was. It was had a Pharaoh lemon background holding a wine glass with a purple head.
Okay.
It was like 250, I
decent.
think. Like the Tygon is that.
Well, we're Tygon fans here too.
Yeah.
I mean, Pharaoh lemon is a nice background. That's pretty rare.
Yeah.
It is.
Max?
Yeah, and I'm only left with one of them currently right now out of
Mm.
like my 114.
Oh, what a shame! What a shame.
Yeah.
Because you don't have enough, right?
The world is not enough.
Well, if you had two of each, then at least you could sell one of each.
I
and
had
still have
to,
one
but
of
I had
each.
that Blockbuster deal a few weeks ago with Chief.
You went to Blockbuster?
No, but actually, I
He's
was
got a
getting
card, though.
shit. I was getting shit at ThetaCon 2022. Shout out for my Blockbuster card. But I tell you what, this fucker got me in a door at work that I was locked out of. So, who's pretty smart for keeping their Blockbuster card?
MacGyver PI.
I wonder for real. I wonder if those are like collectible.
They're like the perfect. I don't like playing with laminators anymore.
Did you
They're
say
like
you don't like playing with laminators anymore? Was there
Yeah,
time
I broke too many at
like
my previous assignments, and I just have like PTSD about breaking the laminators, and also shredders too. I actually multiple times brought this shredder that was older than me, and I got so much shit for it. What were we talking about? Laminators? Oh, but it's like it's strong, but it's also so thin it can get by like a lot of shit, a lot of doors. So Blockbuster has opened a lot of doors for me.
Literally.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fact.
I want to be careful here because obviously, you know, I'm a talker and I have my own show as well. And I'm super excited to be here. I want to pay you each a compliment in a second, but at any point, if you're like, stop talking. I told Mag this. He was like, I'm not going to tell you to stop talking, but I do want to say it publicly. Feel free to be like, Wes, you're talking way too. This is not your show. You know.
Actually, it is your show.
That's what I've told him.
Yeah,
it's your show.
Oh, you guys are giving me 100% equity in the show?
Well, listen, we when we have a guest on, it's their this is their part of the show. So
what's 100% of negative $1,000?
Oh, dude, you want 100% of the equity? Yeah, man. I got a bill for you.
I mean, oh no, I don't want the debt though. I don't want the debt of the business though. I'm going to take just the revenue. Thank you though.
Well, as Wes learned, he wants to be in the green or the black, not the green.
Mm-hmm.
He learned that recently.
I did indeed. That is
just not the red. Yeah,
not the red.
No red.
No, not the red.
I'd like to pay Popper a compliment if that's okay, and then I will not pay any more compliments for the remainder of the show.
Sounds good.
Okay, I probably will, but so Popper, I obviously Mags and I have connected over Magic.
Yeah.
And so him and I have I've gotten to know him. And today I was on Twitter, just kind of looking through your Twitter, man. And I frankly didn't realize, and I don't mean that, I'm not exaggerating here. Like one of the most valuable people in the like Theta Drop NFT crypto space, because the way that you keep these platforms accountable is done like very well. I think that it doesn't come across as FUD, which I hate that word. It doesn't come across as being a hater. It is, here are the facts. Here is the problem that needs to be solved. Here are potentially options. What's happening? And so like, I got questions for you about the shards.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to pay you that compliment, man, because I
appreciate that.
So yeah, man. Like it's just, I think people like you are what this community, but even on a more macro scale, like what the space needs, because being able to be diplomatic in such a high tense, like a tense economy, it takes a skill, and you have that.
Well, I do appreciate that, man. And, it is a fine line to walk sometimes, because we're all eating at the same table here. But, when you see these things happen, and it's like, the way I look at things now, it's like, how can this get broken? Right. And you try to fix it before you allow it the chance to be broken.
Have you seen fixes? Like, what has been the biggest, the best result that you've seen from bringing something up?
Dude, honestly, with Data Drop, I don't really see any results. I just actually the one thing back in like December, January, I don't know if you remember, but there was a ton of people that just kept getting their accounts hacked.
Yes,
and you could see it, and you could see like all of a sudden these guys are just selling pineapples for like way under the floor, and then all of a sudden everything's for sale, everything's gone, and the accounts just emptied, right? Because no one was doing 2FA. People were using the same password probably for Theta Drop as for their email. This is basically a bank account for a lot of people. The NFTs that they got on there. I think the one biggest thing that I've seen is that's down a lot. I mean, I was on the 2FA thing for quite a while, and then finally Theta Drop did jump on the 2FA bandwagon, and I think that I'm not sure if they're forcing people to do 2FA now, but I know it's highly suggested. So that's probably the one thing where, and that honestly, that's like the most important thing. We want people to be secure in their holdings.
Right. I think that, two of the big things, whenever I joined Theta Drop, I remember going through like the KYC process, and I was talking to an attorney friend of mine, and he was explaining to me how beneficial that is in this space. Like he thinks if OpenSea could go back and do KYC, they would. They can't, but that is certainly one of the like primary mitigators of like an issue with the SEC. That's what it does. It's not about like your identity is great, but what that really does is it crosses some T's and dots some I's when it comes to the legality of the whole thing.
Yeah, it definitely feels like Theta Drop is a bit ahead of its time in enforcing that, and it's probably someplace that everyone is going to soon. So it was a bit of a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people, because crypto in general, it's anonymity, right? And
Mm.
people don't want to do that. And so I think that kind of kept some people out of Theta Drop, but at the same time, it's definitely a strategic play, and I agree with it.
Then why not, like, the whole taking NFTs off the platform is critical for safety because of like your hard wallets. Like, what
Yeah.
is the holdup there?
Dude, I mean, I wish we could know. Honestly, I really don't understand that. We had Wes explain it a little bit
West
at
one.
ThetaCon.
West one.
Yep.
West one. Fine, I'll step in.
No, it's funny because I just call you Ultralight. So it's like,
and I'm rebranding to my name now, so that's gonna get interesting.
Are you really?
Yeah, I really am. I'm on a call with an admin tomorrow to get that all switched over because Rob Feldman convinced me to switch my branding, which I have an announcement about something with him as well, but we can save it.
All right. Yeah, no, just, I'm not sure what the holdup is with getting the NFTs off. Obviously now we can get like the Theta Zillas off, like those collectibles. So we know that the ability is there to do it. I'm not sure, they say it's anti-money laundering. But
Interesting. Anti-money laundering.
Well, that AML, yeah, that's what Wes mentioned at the AMA at ThetaCon.
But you can take money off the platform.
Yeah. So I guess the issue is they don't want people to transfer an obscene amount of money for an NFT and then be able to withdraw the NFT. I don't 100% know. It seems like those kind of transactions could easily be flagged. I mean, the community can look at a transaction. We can see all the transactions. I can tell you in 5 minutes, like if something is, not legit, just looking at it.
Which I want to get into, like, your opinion on some projects. But Mags, how, like, obviously you're very
You're bringing
bullish.
me into this now? Cool.
I mean, for a second, only for a second. So just, say the right thing, right?
It was tough holding my breath for that.
You don't have to, but like, you don't have
love
to.
fest.
No,
Just
but
talk.
Max, what's your point of view here on the NFTs coming off? What are they waiting for?
I can't tell you. I don't. You build a platform and then this is the plan and then something changes, sure, but what's the fix? Why isn't it being it's easy to say KYC, AML, HTTPS, but why don't you just do something, like, instead of just us having to bring it up every week and on popamags.com.
Ooh, good plug. For real.
Like a pro.
So, okay, but Mags, I want to ask you this. Like, from looking at Pop's Twitter, like, it's clear how focused he is on the integrity of these platforms. Are you more like me in the sense that, like, you just love collecting stuff? I think we're very similar, like, because we both love Magic. Like, would you consider yourself more a collector?
Well, for the audience out there, Magic the Gathering, not just general, like a stick that turns into a flower, right?
Correct.
Right.
Correct. Right.
So
yeah.
right.
I mean, I dabble.
I say yes, but I've been in the crypto space for a long time, and this NFT thing is new for me. Like I got into pineapples. That was my first NFT experience, and knowing how crypto is, and know how these other platforms happen, and always, I've known from the start. And me and Popper, we were waiting patiently for our ledgers to arrive when we first got in because you can't trust anything. We used some at one point we used some sites that are defunct, but we moved our shit off there and got mad gains, back then.
Hey, big bars.
But so, like, we knew that, so now we're stuck on a centralized platform, and you know what I mean? Not your pineapples, right? So I can't get them off. The Tigons can't get their K fuel, right? Like,
right.
So there's a holdup, and I don't know if the answer is, well, let's just keep dropping NFTs on the platform, and a lot of them have plans to do things bigger outside of Theta Drop itself, but they're being stymied right now because they can't do anything until they're able to be moved off. So I think memes are the best way to go.
And I mean, obviously, like, from ThetaCon, I'll tell you, it really lit a fire under me and was exactly what the doctor ordered, because I, have struggled with like losing some, I don't want to say hope, but, especially someone in the entertainment side of it, like we are,
Well, that's debatable on this side, but go ahead.
one day we're going to get you guys to like accept the fact that you guys have a successful podcast. But seriously, like it's I am not an investor. I am a entertainer and I enjoy collecting, and being at ThetaCon and seeing the Theta Labs team, it gave me this sense of excitement for the future and this kind of peace in their qualifications. Like they just felt so qualified. And so I mean, I think it goes without saying that
Definitely agree with that.
You agree?
I agree. I just think they have a tough time just kind of being transparent. Like when the domain went down, there was 1.5 tweets that went out, and like we're by that. We're kind of over this. It got fixed, but what the
we
solution
rarely
was?
bring it up.
Yeah, we hardly.
You're welcome.
Bring it up.
Okay.
Yeah,
2 nights in a row.
But Theta Shop went down for a while because they forgot to renew the domain, and so I kept bringing it up, and I was getting roasted, but it was fine because it's like you guys are saying, it's almost like a bank account or a savings account or something like that, and it's centralized though, and it goes down. Well, it's not like Pineapple FDIC insured, like that could be gone, and if I can't get them off, what incentive do they have to let us take them off if something happened to them? And so,
right.
So now I'm stuck with nothing. And I just think, hey, sorry, we're down. And then it was like and I say 1.5 tweets because the second tweet was like, hey guys, we're back up. Get ready for the drop at, they got it up right before the Friday drop that day. You know what I mean? So I mean, their business too, which is fair, but like it's customer service, I think, and reassuring the customers. So like, I agree with what you're saying about like, I have confidence in them. I just don't think they do that well, or they don't do it well enough.
I have a hot take.
Okay.
From ThetaCon, I am now under the belief that like Theta Drop and Theta TV, it's very clear about Theta TV. We know that is not going away, but we also know that it is not on the top 10 priority
sure
on the list, right? But my hot take is learning about like the partnerships and what those mean. Like when Wes Levitt said the AI thing, I do believe that Theta Labs, and this is all speculation, is their primary focus is on the tech they have being used by like Fortune 500s. Like it's not like Theta Drop is so front facing for that company, and obviously the users are there, but I don't think that it is. I think they are working very hard on other things, and it's never good to not show attention to where your community is. But I really believe that it's not that they don't care about us; they certainly do, but their primary focus is on like having the foundation ready to roll something out on a like behind the scenes scale. Like it's not like they don't want to be a front facing brand. Like they want to be the people who are like, oh yeah, did you know Theta Tech is used for like YouTube? I think that's what they want to do.
And that's fine. Then I guess my counterpoint would be, then why launch it at all if it's, hey, it's going to be priority for a second, and then we're just going to set it off to the side and we're going to work on some really cool stuff. And I don't have a problem with what they're doing, and they can only do so much and prioritize whatever, right? But you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like how does that make you feel? It's like if you bought like a Betamax, I know we're a bit older than you, but like, or let's say like, HD DVD, and then it's like, oh fuck, Blu-ray is what happened. Well, they were selling me on Blu-ray. Now we're doing, or skip that, reverse it. But you know what I'm saying? Like, and now they kind of changed it, halfway through. And then it's like, well, that's not fair to the customers who were here before.
Well, I don't know if that's a good example because like advances in technology are inevitable, right? Like when I had a Sony Ericsson phone, and then iPhones came out. I was like, but what about my Sony Ericsson? You know, I was like, fuck yeah, this is sick. I love this iPhone.
I mean, I agree with your take. I think that you're right. Theta TV and Theta Drop are not their primary concerns. They are definitely concerned with what they're building, and the behind the scenes and the infrastructure that's going on, and all their patents. And there's a lot of great stuff. And my biggest issue was, like, I came into Theta Drop. I was in there from the beginning,
Like for
and
real from the beginning.
yeah, I didn't do the first WPT drop, but I did get the Thetazilla collectible, the original one,
Oh,
on
shit.
drop. So I've been there from the beginning. And from the beginning, I just had, like, I held Theta to, like, very high standards. Like, I thought that what they were doing was amazing. I really liked the technology and the what they were doing as data labs for the blockchain. So my view of Theta spilled over into my view of Theta Drop, and I held them in very high esteem. And
Right.
then these things kind of started happening. I'm like, well, why is this why is this happening? I thought that these guys were, like, on top of everything, and it turns out that this isn't their primary focus. And
So what's the deal with the shards? Like, what are they?
So-
I don't even know what they are.
So the shards, this is like a thank you to the VIP holders right now, right?
Okay.
So if you have bronze, silver, or gold, there's challenges that have been happening on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for the past couple weeks, where if you have the VIP and another NFT, then you can do the challenge and get these shards. And then the shards, there's, like, these pop-up stores that happen on Fridays. The last one is coming this Friday. And you can use the shards and burn them to buy things. Like, the first week you could get a a Theta beanie, the Theta hoodie, things like that. So that's what they're doing right now. Yeah.
And what's the issue?
So the issue right now is that so you need a certain amount of T drop in your account in order to qualify for a VIP status.
Yeah.
The issue is that these accounts are, so I could have 1 million T drop in my account be gold, right?
Yeah. I have 9, by the way. Is that enough? I have 9 T drop. Is that good?
9 T drop does not
Yeah.
count. Sorry.
Okay. Well,
Not gonna make it.
well,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Well, we don't have to talk about it.
So you got the T drop in your. I got the T drop in my account, and I got the NFT that I need. Bang! I can get the shard. The NFT is frozen. I can't move it, but the T drop I can. So now I can send the 1 million T drop to my other account and go and do the same thing. And people are definitely taking advantage of that. The one account that I saw did it 4 or 5 times, and it's like,
I saw that tweet.
yeah. So it's like, now this thing that you're supposed to be for the community, you got these guys that are just taking advantage of it completely, because the T drop isn't locking in your account, which we were told it would. Originally when T drop came out, it was like, everything was like, these statuses were going to be based on a 30-day running average or this and that to avoid this kind of stuff, but it's not being done like that.
And they're also 106 years or 300 years off, Popper, right? Of where they're supposed to be.
Oh yeah, I mean
what do you mean?
Well, they said I believe that the estimate was like 4 years to earn all of the T drop in the pool from NFT staking, which is basically like on Theta Drop. If you buy with T Fuel, you can earn T drop, right? So they have a pool of T drop that you can earn, but based on the current run rate, it's going to take like 300 years for us to earn all the T drop, and it was supposed to take 4 years.
So I just clicked on the latest sales, and 4 pineapples just sold for 41 cents, and that makes me so sad because they should be mine.
That's definitely an off. I'm assuming that is an off. There's T
There's a deal in the
behind the
background.
scenes. Yeah.
Right.
But I deserve one for 41 cents though, for sure. These are so sick.
Put an offer out there.
Who's the buyer and seller? Probably
Nico. It's Nico.
Oh,
yeah, Nico, and then Cass current seller. Yeah, Nico
and Catch.
just followed me. And didn't he just win something?
Dude, he got the gold ones, Popper. Remember he
got the 4 gold. Okay.
Yeah, the gold challenge. Yeah.
Well,
breaking news, shout out to Nico.
Sell me those for 41 cents. So yeah, dude. So okay, I mean that. Yeah, it's tough to like mitigate every single loophole in a
Oh,
system.
for sure. Yeah.
But when when people's money are involved, shit just gets tense.
Well, and
Yeah. No.
well, one and two, when it's not your primary focus, it's tough to keep up on it, right?
Right.
But
Right.
what's a shame though is that the community can pick up on this stuff so quick, but they can't. That
Yeah,
I don't understand.
And like I gotta to say, like that is speculation on my end. Like I would imagine that if the Theta Labs team was on this call, they would be like, well, it absolutely is a primary focus. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't imagine that they would say it's not.
Right.
But I don't know if it's a personnel issue. Like I don't know if they don't have enough people involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, we're not trying to speculate, or we're not trying to dump on the site. We love the site. We've invested a lot in the site.
Yeah, y'all have invested a shit ton.
So I mean,
Yeah,
we're here cheering it on. We want it to do well. It's just the little things like that where it's like, all you have to do is make that T-drop lock in the account, or do what you said you were going to do and make it based on a running 30-day average, and no one would be able to do this.
I want to see y'all's data drop accounts. Are y'all gold? Like, are y'all like VIP gold?
No, I have bronze. Mags is anti T-drop.
Anti T-drop.
Mags is platinum.
No, I'm nothing.
Delta platinum.
I don't qualify for shards. I don't want anything to do with them.
Mags doesn't even have 9 T-drop.
Damn, dude. If you need me to float you some T-drop, let me know, bro. Because Daddy got banked. You know what I mean? 9.99, dude. Because I'll tell you what I did. I needed T fuel, and I realized I could do what you're saying, but I didn't do it for some bullshit. I did it to buy shit on Open Theta, so I could do giveaways.
Oh, nice.
I'm a man of class, dude. Because I'm a man of class. And also I'm terrible.
Absolutely.
Being Jewish, I'm terrible with money. Are you Jewish, Popper?
No, I'm not, but I do. God. I like Mike Myers.
Dude, when you sent me a GIF that said "verklempt," I was like, "Oh,
do you know where that came from?"
No,
that's from Saturday Night Live.
That was great, dude. That was great.
Back when SNL was worth watching.
Amen, dude. Yeah, it has fallen off.
Yeah, a long time ago, in my opinion.
Dude,
Wes, let me try to take charge of this.
Please.
Of this podcast or
please. I'll shut the fuck up.
No. I want you to reverse shut up. But I want it.
What are you playing Uno over there? You keep skip, reverse, like what's going on? Draw 2?
Draw 4. I'm an Uno cheat, just FYI.
How do you cheat at Uno?
Well, because sometimes people aren't paying attention. Like, so you can throw down fucking whatever. And if you do it quick enough, nobody's paying attention. Or you could slide cards under. I don't know if this is breaking news also, but you can slide cards under the card you're matching.
I love that you really cheated Uno.
I don't know how to play any, you play to win, right?
100%, dude. So you're the one with all the shards. So you're the one we got.
Oh, yeah.
We got it.
Let's get back on track. So anyways, I know you had this great love fest with Popper earlier, but I want to bring this back. I want to bring this back to maybe you can set this up and Popper can issue an apology.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's fucking
because let's just get into this. So Wes, why don't you take the floor?
Okay. So when you guys hit the scene, I will say that I was probably pre-ThetaCon in like the most hype that I've had on Theta TV. Like it was, when I was interviewing Ivory and like when it was just like 5 days a week, I'm doing interviews and I felt like you guys not only deserved an interview, but what you were doing was just, I was impressed. Right. And so naturally I reached out on Twitter and I'm looking up the DM right now. It's weird because it doesn't pull up. I feel like, but anyways, so I reach out and I'm like, hey, y'all, would love to do a podcast. Yeah, I have it right here. I said, hey, Pop and Mag, my name is Wes Sherwin. I do live interviews on Theta TV and would love to have you guys on the show this Thursday if you're available. Now, that was on July 24th at 8:48 a.m., right? Because I'm a businessman, dude. I'm up at 7 shooting emails, right? 1:40 p.m. whenever your assistant wakes up or whatever. I get a message back and it says, and it's written beautifully. It says, "Good afternoon, Wes. Thanks for reaching out. I will let the guys know about the request, but they have turned down a few live interviews before, so they probably won't be interested. I will ask though." So this implies, by the way, that y'all have like an assistant, right? And it implies that you guys have someone working for you. I said, "Fantastic. I'm looking forward to hearing from you soon." You said, "Yeah, looking forward to your big show tonight." Who knows? It was probably like
It was Ivory.
It was, yeah. Okay. Look, there you go. And then I said, "Hey, thank you so much," and you loved it. Now, I do want to say though, so I never heard back from you, and I thought from July 25th until December 1st, no joke, that you guys fucking hated me, and then swear to God, and like Mag got into, I think it was Ginny on stream when we were doing the Magic thing.
Oh my God.
And he was like stoked about Magic, and I was like, "Here's my shot." And so me and Mag connected, and I was like, "Okay, Mags likes me, like we're cool, like okay, this is sick, like him and I are talking, blah blah blah, whatever." I start a friendship with Mags, and I'm still in the back of my brain, like he might just be being diplomatic with me. And then I was like, but I seriously, until I met you at ThetaCon, I was like, Popper fucking hates my guts. And because I felt like, I don't know if I said something about the pineapples or whatever in the interview you all heard, and you're like, "We're not talking to this fucking bozo."
No.
So I get to ThetaCon, and I'm almost rent out DeGuard security. I almost rented in, push me in my mouth, and just kidding. And I meet Mags, and Mags, I'm going to let you take the story from here because I introduced myself to you not knowing who you were.
Right. Well, I think we got introduced pretty quickly once I introduced myself to you. But so we were talking and we were laughing very fast, going back and forth. But then all of a sudden you stopped me and were like, "I got a bone to pick with you."
Correct.
And I was like, "Oh shit, I already know I know what's going on." And now just some background.
For never clarifying.
Now, background on this is so Popper got mad at me a bunch of episodes ago because I silenced a take of his. One, I didn't think it fit well with time, and two, I don't like how it sounded. And
you don't like how it sounded. I love that reason.
Well, so what had happened was basically I have to do the edits. I have to do the uploads. I had to figure out all this stuff that I have no experience on, as you're aware, as my panic attack yesterday. Thanks again for that help. So anyways, I'm like, Popper, and then people are coming to me to get on the show, and I was like, I'm booking the guests, and I love talking with the guests, but it's like people come to me, and I'm not upset that they're coming to me, but it's like, what the hell is this bozo doing? He ain't doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I passed it off to him. So
and clean, and
and I like to keep my inbox clean, and Popper doesn't even have the Papa Mags on his phone. So I have both accounts on my phone. So I got notified away. So I sent Popper a message saying, "Hey, Wes sent us a message. Can you answer him?" And then I got no response. And then all of a sudden, that message goes through. And I was like, "Holy shit!" I'm like, "Seriously, dude?"
He boldface lied.
And
it's so good.
I was like, I'm gonna let him. If we're gonna go on and we're not gonna go on, I'm gonna let him make the call. But he made our assistant Barry make the call. Shout out to Barry.
Easy.
Who doesn't exist, by the way. Barry does not exist.
Not yet.
Right. Sure.
But so anyways, then and it's funny, Wes, that man, I can't tell a linear story. So also we recorded with Ivory before that. Now usually we drop or release
whatever.
The podcast, usually we do it Tuesday-ish. So like early Tuesday morning, late Monday night, whatever. And Popper was like, "Hey, can you get this out? So it'd be nice that this goes out before Ivory goes on because he's on ultralight and we'd like to get the podcast out."
Wes.
So
love it, dude.
So Popper is like lobbying, for Ivory and you, and you guys aren't asking, but he's like, hey, it'd be awesome if we could get this out
Before
on Monday
Ultralight.
before that, so maybe they can listen. Maybe they have some more questions or whatever. So of course, humbly, me, I was like, yeah, no doubt about it. I'll knock it out. And
Right. Because you are a giver.
thank you.
Yeah, he is. Yes.
I
Giver
mean
of
that.
headaches.
I don't know if I mean that as a compliment or whatever, but yeah.
So, anyways, then he sent that message, and I'm like shitting my pants, and I was like, that is a bold move. And then so I sent the other message saying like, hey, good luck on the big show you got tonight. I don't know if that was a different show. So that was me from the account trying to save face from the monster that Papa really is. And I'm glad we're getting this on record.
Okay. That's interesting.
So then all of a sudden, you went from like best friend to like, I got a bone to pick with you.
Yeah, dude. Because I mean, seriously, like, Popper, I want to hear your take, because you said something to me at ThetaCon that, quite frankly, I don't believe, and we'll get into it. But it is so funny, and like, I forgot what I was going to say. Now I'm just talking shit. But so we'll go into the thing that I think you're lying about. You were like, I was trolling you. I don't think you were. I think that you just made a split-second decision to like low-key flex on me. And it worked for July, August, October. You know what I mean? It worked for 7 months. Like, is that the truth? Because like, if it was a troll, it was a genius troll.
Dude,
like,
that was not a split-second decision at all. No, there was thought put into that. And
I think I know why too. Yeah, go ahead.
No, basically the strategic maneuver on my part was to kick the can down. Like I felt it was inevitable that we were going to go on the show. Like I had nothing against you. There was nothing you've ever done to upset me.
Yeah.
But it was to kick the can down the road. The thing that we're kind of battling right now is that we are cartoon pineapples, and our Pinecast is held to a low standard because we are cartoon pineapples.
Extremely
low.
What
I mean?
Right.
So by kind of, I felt like some of the lore would have been taken away from what we're doing by kind of putting our mugs in there instead. So I was just like, well, how can I just kind of kick this can down the road a little bit? And I did not expect the can to be kicked all the way to ThetaCon, but I totally expected to have a conversation at ThetaCon once we got close.
Well, the funny thing is, and this is going to be like the one thing y'all really fucked up in this is like you didn't realize that like I've had people on the show that had like you could have just come on the show and put your pine over your face.
That now
you know what I mean? Like if you just
I've never seen any like every show that I've seen you do, it's always live.
And so, but I can do that live. So I've done that with like Sabjaw's art. Like she had a like a character. Like we can create like an
gotcha
an animated character for you. And
I don't think it would have changed his mind, Wes.
Well,
I'm gonna be honest.
It's not. No, it wasn't about going on the show. I do have timing issues here as well, as we talked about. And I am not set up for going live. Like I can't even.
You can't even do this. I'm surprised.
But
no, I can do this
live.
No, I'm just saying, like, as far as like on video, like I have it takes like I have like one place in the house, but within the house there's no room because I can't do it at my computer because they got the kids asleep, and we're do this when they go to bed.
Right.
So it's like, I'm trying to play like Tetris in my house, figuring out where to do this.
Right. I think the point that I'm trying to make is I am willing, because I'm a fan of you guys, I'm willing to work around whatever needs to get worked around. And for this conversation to happen 7 months later is really fun. And it's recorded. Like that's great. Like, yeah, man. I mean,
I knew this was coming.
Dude, and I love that you're good sports about it too. Like, I think it's really funny and was not offended at all.
Well, I'm glad you weren't offended too. And I'm surprised that was like the last I heard of it. I thought that, and I really didn't think that was going to blow over at all, because at that point, we were only like 10 episodes in. We weren't around for that long. So I thought you were just gonna, call a foul on it right away. Just like,
Well, you mean like publicly?
no, like in a response, like give me a break. Like this, you don't have an assistant reading reading your
Dude,
tweets.
I am one thing I've learned, like I got my start in this business when I was like 18 and would go on tour with like famous rappers and shoot their like tour videos. And so I don't know if you know who Currency is, but I went on tour with him, Made in Tokyo, the guy who raps that Uber everywhere, pre-rolls in my VIP. And so one of the main lessons I learned from doing that is the thirstier you sound, the less people talk to you. Like if someone tells me no, dude, unless it's like money in my pocket, like you won't hear from me again because I
Gotcha.
know that like what it does is you're going to think about it. And then if you really want to be on the show or if you really whatever, like you'll reach out. But I've learned the lesson of like there's no shot that I'm going to seem thirsty because I've done that with rappers. And then they'll be like, you little thirsty little boy. I don't think rappers talk like that, but like you little thirsty little guy needs a little sip of water. And then, I feel embarrassed. So that's the truth is that I just don't like, I'm not double texting people.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right.
It's an ego issue.
Well, and I guess that explains why you never really asked me about it when we were chatting.
What? Oh, yeah, well, I'll be honest. Like a part of that too is like, it's what I've learned about like, and I talked to you, Mag, about this, like with John, like, dude, the trick is like, I just try to be as regular as I can. And like, if we grow a friendship, which we did, like, I would rather do that. And then when we're at a spot where like, we know each other's temperaments and stuff, like, cause I don't want to just come at you crazy and then you have the wrong idea who I am. You know what I mean? Cause I'm already pretty like bold, And I just didn't want to like start our friendship out being like, damn, you got some crazy Magic the Gathering cards. Also, what's happening? Yeah, I just didn't want to jump it off like that.
Dude, I stayed up to like 2 a.m. with you guys on that stream.
That was fun, dude. That was fun. Yeah. And like you have a crazy collection. I think what's so crazy about this community, man, is like figuring out who people are in real life. Like, how much did ThetaCon like mess with y'all's head?
Popper?
Yeah, no, ThetaCon was awesome. Like there was one I guess the one part that kind of blew my mind first, like it was the first night and we had just got done kind of wrapping up doing our live Pinecast that didn't record properly. And Jason Page was down the hall doing the light paintings. So I had my family there and I was like, this would be cool. Like I really wanted to get one of these done with everyone.
Yeah.
So we ran down there and you did one, right?
I did not. I didn't have time.
Oh, you didn't? Oh man. So it was like, it was like real dark in that room. You couldn't really see. And I'm standing there with my family. There's like 3 or 4 people in front of us and this random person that I didn't know was like, hey, Popper. Just like, hey, hey, what's up? Just started talking. I have no idea who it is. Start talking to him and it's Metal Cooler. And he's telling me how he like listens to the Pinecast and this and that. And it's like, no, that blew me away. Like,
because he's like the biggest whale on the Theta Drop, right?
Yeah. And he's a very humble guy. Like this guy is down to earth, like just like doesn't want to be would just rather not even have a title on him and just be like hanging out with the guys. Like was just super cool.
That's so cool. And so damn, dude. So I guess how did he know you were you? Because announced your identity?
He was in the Pinecast room with us.
No,
got it.
So
yeah, he was. Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
there's pictures.
I know he was. Can I talk, or do you want to continue with not understanding the context?
No,
I mean, talk. I'm fine with dropping it then.
No, go ahead, talk.
Okay. So, I was using other hotel points that I've earned from a different hotel chain. Now that hotel was pretty sweet, I thought.
Hotel 6
was awesome.
And so back when I got to used to travel a lot, I did like 3.5 months in Virginia in Hilton hotels. Everyone was always staying in Hilton hotels. So this one wasn't a Hilton hotel. And I'm like, well, fuck, I go, I have all these points and I haven't like stayed since 2018. Let me use these points. So I had another hotel someplace else, and it was kind of far away. So I came down early. I came down a couple days early, and I met up with Chief, who, believe it or not, was sober when I first met him.
I don't know if we're talking about that, but yeah.
So so I met up with Chief at the hotel. So I took one of those ride shares over there, and we were talking, and then he spotted Metal Cooler, and he brought him over. So I couldn't believe we were talking Metal Cooler, and then he left, and then anyway, so the next morning when I checked out of my other hotel and checked into the good one, Metal Cooler was talking with them, and we were all chatting, and it was like, whatever happened, we were in line, or I don't know what it was, but I was like, that's Popper. So we already
so Mag is the great connector of all.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Like he introduced your identity to Metal Cooler.
How?
I said, hey, that's Popper. That giant is Popper.
You are tall.
But I mean, I didn't get there till like 4:00.
Okay.
So it was. So you like saw me from afar and pointed me out?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're not hard to miss.
Huh.
Yeah, no, you're.
How's the weather up there?
Water, dude. If we ever did a Theta boxing match, I feel like y'all are like an old married couple. Like, would y'all want to box?
We've done that. We've done it in real life.
Y'all have fought each other?
And then
what? Hold on, I gotta hear this story.
Well, no, we've had these casino trips over the years. I think that's how we first met, is on a casino trip.
Possibly, yeah.
With some mutual friends, and me and him are like oil and vinegar every time. We're always fighting with each other.
I love this, dude.
All the time.
So wait, have y'all physically fought each other?
Yes. Well, I would.
No.
Okay. I love that y'all are disagreeing on if you physically fought.
Like,
I mean, like pushing and shoving, maybe. Like.
Well, you got mad when I blindsided you and I smashed you with that ball in the face, and then you got mad. And then you're much bigger than me, and I said, fresh start. And then you backed off, and then I slapped you on the head, and then I was like, fresh start.
Y'all are awesome, dude. That's hilarious. That's crazy. I had a very similar experience at ThetaCon because, I'm one of the few, well, maybe not few, that might not be fair, but like people know my face, right? And so I get off the plane and I'm like getting my bags and stuff, and I walk outside to take the shuttle to the hotel.
Yep.
And this dude is looking at me crazy. And I'm like, uh-oh, here we go. Like I'm in, Fort Lauderdale, is Florida, like shit just might get buck. And like, I think he's realizing who I am. You know what I mean? So he's like looking at me for a second. I'm like, hey, what's up, man? And he's like, Wes? And I was like, no way. And it was A Salty. And
okay, cool.
And A Salty was like, what's up, dude? And then we get on the shuttle, and Space Brood is on the shuttle.
Oh, no kidding.
And so we're like, dude, it is like immediately I realize like what we're doing. And it was nuts. I got to tell you, and I think he should stream. One of the most like electric people I met was Humbert Crypto, which he goes by Charizard, but I don't know.
Oh, dude, he's the man. Yeah.
Is he like a mod for Pineapple?
He is now. Yeah, he's one of the newest ones that got voted in or chosen because a couple dropped out.
Okay.
And even more didn't even submit for it.
So how did he get it? Just being active, or does he have like a shit ton of pines?
I mean, I think it's a matter of him being very active, and I believe you had to apply for it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Is it okay? What about when y'all met Rare Robot? How was that?
Mags?
It was pretty cool, not gonna lie.
You try to kiss him?
So what happened, and I don't know if Popper, I didn't talk about this before, did I?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, so obviously, clearly, I'm humble as fuck, so I got at the end of the line. We're all waiting to get in.
Yeah.
And
right.
No. Literally, there's two doors to go in, and Catch and some of the other guys keep on popping out of the one door, and me and Mags are literally at the back of the line heading towards that door. He's right.
Yeah, no, I would never lie, most of the time.
Never lie.
So anyways, then the door opens and then come in and he's standing there. I didn't know
it's the door from the back now.
the door
So
from
now
the back.
Now
So now
Mags
I'm
is the
front
first
in
one
line.
in.
Right. So the humblest, inherits the earth at this point. I don't know what the fuck's
Amen.
going on. And then I introduced myself and I didn't even realize it was him because I don't even know what he looked like.
I have a similar story that's hilarious.
So
Yeah.
I only realized after I met him, and then realized it after, and I felt quite the fool.
Well, the other part of it though is that we didn't meet the other SSS mods. Like I didn't know Disturbance and maybe another one. So there was.
I did.
You did? All right. Well,
Yeah.
I didn't. So at least I have that as an excuse. So we walk in and Mags is right in front of me and it's like, Rare Robot's right there. He shakes his hand. And so I just, I'm shaking. I didn't know who it was. And then it was like, I'm looking around. It's like, oh, where's Rare Robot? And it's like, oh, that was Rare Robot. And, but, Rare was just, he's another guy, right? He doesn't want to be he doesn't want to be the center of attention. He just wants to be one of the guys in the crowd hanging out just like everybody else. And, I thought that he was extremely cool. We had it was a lot of fun in that little room. He had a lot of new pines on the slideshow that I've never seen before. And even Mags, who went through all the batches of cookies, has never seen before. So yeah, I thought it was awesome. And I had a really good time. And, he hung out in the lobby for a while. So it was really cool.
I got to tell you my story of meeting him because I'm glad you said that because my initial first impression of him was a little different. So I was in the lobby. I had to get my Magic the Gathering cards from Sebastian. And by the way, guys who play Magic the Gathering definitely have girlfriends. I have had girlfriends. I just wanted to clarify that.
Sure.
Sure. So I'm walking up to Sebastian. He's standing next to Rare Robot. And like very naturally, what you do as human beings, you introduce yourself. And so I was like, hey, I didn't know who he was. I was like, hey, man, I'm Wes. And he just shook my hand. And I don't like when people don't introduce themselves. Like that bugs me because it's like a very regular human thing to do to just be like, oh, hey, man, I'm so-and-so. And he didn't do that. And I was like, I don't. And then Sebastian was like, do you know who that was? And I was like, no, that's why and so I was like, damn, like it felt kind of like an ego thing. Like it felt like he was too cool to introduce himself. But now knowing that he doesn't want to like put his business out there, I guess I get it. But
it's almost the complete opposite, probably. He like didn't want to, air that he was the Rare Robot. He could have just said, I'm James, And
I wish he would have. Like I wish he would have been like, hey, I'm James. Because that's all you got to do. I'm like, good to meet you, James.
Can I just say the coolest thing? He's very cool, and I kept talking with him, and then other people came because they wanted to talk with him. So we put off this long diluted story I was telling him that he actually legit was interested in. At least I thought so. And
talking about me?
He was like standing up, falling asleep, standing up. So.
No, he was listening to the batch story, fascinated, and basically saying, yeah, I was right, vindicated. But so anyways, I didn't ask for anyone like my anxiety. Like I just didn't ask anyone for a photo because I was like, who the fuck wants to have a photo with me? I feel weird asking about it. And he asked to have a photo with me and Popper.
Oh, that's cool.
I couldn't believe it. That was very humbling for that to happen.
Cry?
And he had it as his profile pic for like a week.
He did for a whole day almost.
No, it was like a week or so. Yeah.
Was it really? Wow.
Yep.
That's sweet.
Dude, he probably wants to like date. I'm sorry.
We did drop the ball though. We should have been taking pictures with people like especially the people that we had on the Pinecast.
Yeah.
We totally dropped the ball. We're definitely in beta mode for this ThetaCon.
Yeah, like Ivory was freaking awesome too. He was funny, and I was dunking on Popper. I wish I had more time to talk with Ivory to dunk more on him, but
love that.
But yeah,
like Ivory was dope, man. Like him and I did an interview, and that should hopefully come out soon. But dude, he's a real one, man. Like that guy.
Oh, for sure.
He works so hard that he gets sick, like
literally
gets shingles.
Yeah,
it's wild. Okay, I have some questions for you guys, and if you want to know anything about me, like if you have any,
I've been trying to find this out, but we keep going on these.
Go.
You're the guest, though.
I'm just talking, dude.
No, I know.
Yeah, go. Like, if you want to be like, yeah,
Well,
whatever.
no. So, like, you have this background that you mentioned, but like, I don't know it. Can you tell me? Can
Yeah.
you tell the tens and tens?
Yeah, I mean, do you want me to start from like the beginning? It's pretty quick.
It's your show, Wes.
Okay. So, in high school, I picked up a video camera and wanted to like make videos and stuff. I had done some like plays and musicals and whatever, and wrestled in high school, but I really was good at, I wasn't a good actor, but I was I made good videos. And so I made a video and entered it into the Savannah Film Festival and won. And I won 2 years in a row in high school, which is a big film festival. Like, it's an international film festival. And I won in high school. And it was like a specific category that SCAD, Savannah College of Art and Design, put on. And so I won that, and I got like a really nice scholarship to the college. And so I was like, hell yeah, dude, I'm going to be the next Spielberg. I get to Savannah, and I realized that, there's guys that are 10 times better at this than me. And so I was kind of in my like degenerate phase. And so I was just partying, whatever. Ended up moving back to Atlanta. And that's when I started doing the videos with the rappers. And that was one of the craziest times of my life, because I was still going to SCAD, but like I didn't care about school anymore because I like felt like I was inadequate. And so I put everything into like my business. And so, yeah, I got like some really cool opportunities, got a chance to like, just be a part of stuff that like most people don't get to see, right? Like, one thing about rappers that I don't think people understand is like they're really like nerdy. Like, they really just sit in their room or in a studio for 8 hours and just like play like Candy Crush and make beats and songs and stuff. Like, it's like there's some that are like real gangsters, obviously, but like they're really regular, like when you get down to it. And it was so cool to like be a part of that. So I do that for a while, and I just realized like I've always loved being on camera. And so I started a podcast back in like 2016, and it was called, oh no, I vlogged for 100 days and straight. And that was called Ultralight. And that was like in 2016, 2017. And then I started a podcast called Ultralight. And I just kept doing that. Well, my phone rings one day, and I got a buddy who works at a local news station. And he's like, yo, we're looking for like a minimum wage, not minimum wage, but like a entry level studio tech. Know you're at SCAD in your senior year. You should come work for WSB. And WSB is a top 10 nationally ranked local news station. So it is like, it's an ABC affiliate, but it's not one of those local news stations that is like unheard of. Like, they're featured in a lot of national news. It's a big station. So I start there, and I'm a studio tech. And so I'm just like, picking stuff up and running rundowns out to the anchors and like whatever. I get promoted to a floor director. So that means like I'm the person on the floor with the anchors, with the talent, like cueing them and making sure that like they know what's happening. If anyone walks in the room, like the governor of Georgia, Brian Kemp, came in a few times. He was a dick. I had to mic him. Yeah, terrible human being. Maybe not terrible, but he just was a dick. And and I feel like he just poisoned me, dude. Hold on. I think Brian Kemp just like dropped biological warfare in my water. Anyways, if it happens, I didn't do it. So no, I'm kidding. He was fine. He wasn't. He was a dick, but whatever. And so yeah, man. And so I'm doing that. I'm already used to being around like celebrities and stuff. Like I had just a weird run of early on meeting really famous people. Like and this guy's not super famous, but one of my favorite awkward stories of meeting a celebrity is there was a guy named Rory who was an Atlanta rapper, but singer. And he got really big, really fast. Do you know who that is, Mag?
No.
Okay.
From the Gilmore Girls, right?
It's from the Gilmore Girls, 100%. That person, no. It'd be crazy, but that person got famous fast, and he had a song he went on tour with like Kid Cudi and Outkast. So
I know Outkast, not personally.
Can you name the two people in Outkast?
Is it Andre 5000?
Oh my God, you were
6,
so close.
3,000?
3,000.
Fuck.
3 stacks. Yep. And then who's the
I
other
thought
one?
it was 5,000.
It's not.
That's Audi 5,000.
Yep,
Andre
that's a car.
3,000. And then no, I don't know. The other
Big
one.
boy.
Big boy.
Okay. So anyway, so I meet this kid, Rory, who I'm a fan of. And he's like, what's up? Super cool dude. And he's like, what's up, man? And I'm like, dude, so good to meet you. I'm like, listen, man, like I followed you on Twitter, but like I'll unfollow you really quick and then follow me and then follow you back. So you know that like, so that you see my name so you can follow me back. And he was like, what? What did you just say? And I was like, I'll unfollow you and then follow you back. So like it's right in your notification.
Sure.
He's like, I'll just search your name, dog. I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Just search my name, dude. You know, like, and it was very awkward. So, I had gotten some of that out of my system early, and yeah, it's just such a stupid thing. I was probably drunk. It was at like a pop up at a clothing pop up. So I'm in WSB and I'm a floor director, and I think just like I'm a networking kind of guy. Like I had done a ton of like freelance work in the video space and was just good at the gab. And so one of the entertainment reporters, but she was much more than that. Like she was one of the kind of big faces of the station. Shout out to Heather Catlin, by the way.
Sup, Heather?
Dude, she just she just looked out for me and one day and was like, hey, like, I think you'd be really good on camera. And I was like, for real? And she was like, yeah, like, I want to give you a shot. I was like, okay. And so there was a show called Hot Topics that was actually, I don't know if it's syndicated is the right word, but it was it was on like Entertainment Tonight. Like we had it on some like national stuff. And so she was like, I want you to fly to LA and I want you to interview Will Ferrell and Julie Louis-Dreyfus and like Zach Woods for your first thing.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay.
Seriously?
But, like, yeah. I can send it to you. Like if you go to my
saw that
Instagram,
interview. Yeah, I saw you doing that interview. I was going to ask you about that, how that happened.
Yeah. So I mean, that was like my first job as like an entertainment reporter. And so I fly out to LA, dude. They do, I don't know if I should say where they do the interviews, but it's all the same hotel in the Beverly Hills. And like, so my experience is like going to Beverly Hills with this per diem in this like insane room, right? Like I'm ordering like room service out the ass. And so dude, I wake up at the day of the interviews, and my first interview was Zach Woods, and I forgot what the other person's name was, but Zach Woods is he's in The Office. He's the Gabe, and then he's also
okay.
the guy from
He's Silicon
Silicon
Valley. Yeah.
And so I actually owe him a huge thank you. That dude is such a sweetheart, like for real. Like that word, I mean that. Like he is a kind soul, because it was my first one and I was nervous. And like I was so nervous that I had my notes in my hand, like on camera. Like I'm on like national television, not live, but like still. And I have like 6 minutes. It's a short thing because they have a ton of people there doing these interviews. It's a junket, and so there's like 10 or 15 different publications. So he stops the interview, and like they're on a tight schedule, and he's like, "Hey, the cameras," and I'm like, "Uh-oh, here we go!" Like he's about to just rip me a new one, and he just looks at me and he's like, "Hey, man, like you're doing a great job. You're good. I want you to take a deep breath." He's like, "I remember what it was like to be nervous," and I was like, "Oh my god, dude! Like, do you want to kiss or like what's the deal? What are we doing?" And but I mean, dude, it was such like a lifesaver because my next interview was Will Ferrell and Julie Louis-Dreyfus, who we all know from Seinfeld. So I did, man, and he just like locked in with me for 10 seconds, and my nerves calmed, and we finished the interview. And the fucking like production crew was like, "Fuck this guy," you know what I mean? Like they were so ready to be out. Like his agents were like, "Fuck this guy." So that interview, if you see it, it's on the same video with the Will Ferrell one because it's like a package. Well, it saved my life for the Will Ferrell one, dude. I go into that interview and I'm calm and I kill it. And Julie Louis-Dreyfus, and I made Will Ferrell laugh, and that is like one of my most proud moments. So, long story short, dude, I kill it. I go back to Atlanta. They're like, "We love you. You're gonna start going out to these all the time." And so like I'm going out, did like Gary Sinise, who was Lieutenant Dan in Forrest Gump, and just a ton of people. And then COVID happened, and I lost my job because I couldn't fly.
Oh man.
And so they were like, "You can have your old job back if you want." And I was like, "I'll do it." And I did it for like a week, and then just couldn't do it, man. It just killed my spirit. So I had a buddy who owned a bourbon company, and he was like, "You'd be a great salesman." I did that for like 6 months. It was terrible at it. Like I was awful at it. Like I was just terrible. I would like interview the people I was trying to sell to and like tell them about like my trauma, and they'd be like, "Hey man, what the fuck are you talking about?" And I'm like, "But like, this is like such a weird thing that like we're selling like alcohol, it's so stupid." And so that didn't last. And then one of my best friends I'll say one of my like ex-best friends. He's a great guy, but he is just super talented and connected. And him and his cousin were creating a TV show. And they were like, "Dude, we'd love for you to come in on this, be like our producer for this." And it's called Buster and TJ Had a Good Time. And we ended up selling it to HBO Max. We sold it to Adult Swim first, but Warner Media owned.
Aren't they owned by them?
Right. Yeah. So it's the same like parent company. So we premiered it at Adult Swim Festival, and just a really famous streamer was like live streaming and like reacting, and he like loved our show, and so that got some good attention on it. And then HBO deal happened, and we sold the show, and I cashed out, and now I'm here. I decided that I was going to start my own thing. Kind of on a more personal note, I had in 2021 like 4 really close, like not like acquaintances, but like family and best friends, like pass away. And so it was like back to back. It was like every 2 months someone I love died.
Ugh.
And I thought that it was going to send me into a spiral. Like the first 2 did. And then the last 2 people that, man, I just loved dearly passed. And the last person that passed was my best friend. He was 24. He just had a baby, and he had a heat stroke, RIP Max. And he was out like at his shed and had a heat stroke. And I didn't know that if they don't find you within 2 minutes of a heat stroke, your organs fail because all the blood goes to your heart to keep you alive. And so they didn't find him for 11 minutes. He went into a coma. He passed. Well, dude, like that, when he died, I was like, oh, I now know like the fragility of all this. I will like pursue my passions and what I know I'm put on this planet for with a passionate conviction. He was a friend of mine who would always like, I do the Will Ferrell thing, and he'd be like, "Dude, I'm going to tell people that I know you one day." And I'd always be like, "Shut the fuck up, dude." And when he died, I was like, "No, I'm going to be the person he saw me as." And so, and it gives me chills because like nothing can stop me. Like it is, I will, nothing can stop me. And so it's just this like driving force that, dude, has put me in Theta. And so I found Theta and started doing interviews and funding the whole thing. Like I don't make any money, and I've spent who knows how much on like giveaways and shit. And a lot has been donated, which is great, but I just believe in this so much. And it's not like I believe in Theta, but I believe in what I'm doing so much. In the next couple months, we'll have a pretty cool announcement. But dude, I'm just building the background. I love these shows, man. I love the community, and that's my story, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have lost for words, Wes.
Yeah, man. That's first of all, sorry to hear that, man. That is tough, but oh man, that's
I feel like we should make part like we should, I don't know. I'm trying to make light of it. It's hard.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. But
yeah, no, I appreciate it.
How did you end up as MC at ThetaCon?
I did an interview with Brian Macer, and live on camera was like, "You should make me the MC," and he was like, "Okay." And then I just kept bugging about it. That's one instance when I did keep bugging someone.
Okay,
Like,
all right.
Not only do like you need this job filled, but like I would kill this.
Well, 100%. I think you were the right person for it and that you did a great job.
Thank
I'm
you.
curious if you think that detracted from your time at ThetaCon at all.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a good one, Popper.
You mean just to like enjoy it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely, like, I didn't get to go do like the light thing. I didn't get to do much, but I will say, like, what it did for my business. The last 2 weeks have been fucking nuts.
So there was So there was a trade-off there. You didn't get to enjoy yourself as far as a ThetaCon attendee, but there was some other perks that you were received from it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you guys like offline, but I would take that because it plays into exactly like what I just talked about, man. Like I am so less interested in having fun right now than becoming the person that I promised Max that I would. Like that's my mission. And when I do that, and what that means to me, like becoming that person means creating a financially stable environment and like making this a real living because right now, dude, I mean, I have till April until like the well runs dry financially. And if it does, if the plan isn't all the way executed, like I will refill the well until, like, I won't go get a job. Like, I won't do it. I don't like, I will be homeless before. I mean that. Like, I mean that more than you understand. I do not care. This is what's happening. But the good news is, back to the ThetaCon thing, like, dude, the private conversations I had, because people were like, dude, who are you? And you're killing it. And like, what are you working on? That was like 10x value. Because one day, like, I'll be able to go to ThetaCon and just like get drunk, you know, because I wanted to get hammered, but I couldn't.
Well, that's cool. Congratulations on that. Yeah, I mean, ThetaCon seemed to be a nice mix of attendees and potential, and obviously the projects that were there. It just seemed like a good mix overall of everything that was going on.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, no, thank you, by the way, like, for giving me the opportunity to tell my story and the part of like it's hard to articulate the conviction I have from because there were 3 other people that passed away that what ended up happening, dude, for real, was like when Max died, I had a moment where I was just like in my room, dude, and I was just like crying. And I was just like, the thought that came in my brain was like, how do I honor these people? Like, instead of like, a lot of these people were so tough and so resilient that like, they don't want me in here crying. I was like, how do I honor them with my life? And I literally figured out each way. Like, my grandfather passed away. He was the hardest worker I've ever met. I honor him by outworking everyone or just working hard. I mean, it can be a collaborative effort. And then my buddy Austin overdosed on heroin, and which is a crazy story how he did that. I'll tell it real quick. He was actually in a rehab facility, and someone smuggled in heroin, and he had been sober. And so there's like a court case going on, but yeah, like someone smuggled in heroin to this like rehab facility and he OD'd. And so how I honor him is like moderation. Like, having fun is cool, but like, first of all, don't do heroin, but like, you know what I mean? But also just like be aware of like the effects that things have on you. And then Jovita Moore, who was actually the lead anchor of WSB, and she became like a friend, man. Like she helped my career exponentially. She believed in me. She wrote me a reference that was like the greatest reference ever. I mean, she was, I would say, top 5 most famous people in Atlanta and like most respected. Like Tyler Perry was her friend, and she had brain cancer, like, and died in a couple months. She passed out in a Publix, and they found a tumor on her brain, and she died. And so the way that I honor her, man, is like, she was a Black woman in the 90s who against all odds put her head down and knew what she was capable of and did it. And so that's where the drive of like, I know who I am and what I'm capable of don't talk about it, do it. And I'm talking about it now, but I mean, I think it's appropriate. But like, that's why, like, dude, my goal is never to flex. Like, it's because she didn't. Like, she just did the job. And then Max, he was someone who, I think he died because he was the most unapologetically himself that I've ever seen. And so I think it kind of killed him in a lot of ways, without like getting into his story too much. But like, he just did shit that he wanted to do and didn't give a fuck. Like, didn't care. Like, did not care about what you thought about him. Didn't care what his like fiance thought. Didn't care what his mother thought. But he was going to be Max no matter what. And it just was like, it was like, oh, it made me realize like who I am is a good person, and I'm gonna just be that. And sometimes people like it, and sometimes it annoys people. And like, it just made me so comfortable in this skin. And so that's like the 4 ways that I honor the people that passed, and it's just lit a fire under me that's like you can't put it out.
I am just at a loss for words, Wes. Hearing all that.
Yeah,
don't have
it's fucking crazy. I lied about all of it. No, I'm kidding. Wouldn't that be crazy if I made all that shit up?
Well,
That's quite a story.
But yeah, man. No, thank you.
You know, before we depart, or before we go, can I ask some like maybe Atlanta questions? Are you like in the area?
Dude. Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Yeah.
So I'm like a lifelong Braves fan. I don't watch baseball too much
God.
anymore, but yeah, I never could get behind any New York team ever.
Whoa.
That's how I was. I mean, maybe it kind of makes sense. You know me, you know me a little bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the Braves were on. You could see the Braves more than anyone else when I was younger on TBS. Shout out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Ted Turner.
Yeah. So.
Or the Cubs.
But do you recall I wonder what the take is from like, someone like you with the botched infield fly call. Do you recall this against St. Louis?
Bro.
I don't. I'm not a huge baseball fan.
Talking this.
Sadly.
Okay. All right. 28-3.
Well, now you watch your mouth, right?
Okay.
Like, now what are we talking about here?
Well,
you know what I'm
the Brave stuff's not working. Go to do something else.
What do you feel about Tom Brady leaving you guys?
Hey.
So he's not a Pats fan as much as he's a Tom Brady fan. Come on.
Why can't I be both?
Come on.
I can't be both.
Come on.
I think you can. I think that like the
so the
if the Bucks played the Patriots this year, who are you rooting for?
Oh,
the better team. But
you're rooting for Tom Brady. Get out of here. You're not a.
So the thing I've learned a lot about football is you can
look at him ducking the question. Look at him ducking.
Yeah, this is crazy, Pop.
No, but so can I just explain why I'm a Pats fan?
Sure.
Okay, so the short story is, as
no
I mentioned,
pun intended.
That's over my head. I don't.
Just go, dude.
Okay. So, anyways, we were the National Guard state that I'm in, New York. We got to Massachusetts, sent over free tickets for a game for Veterans Day with park and pass and like this buffet and open bar. And I'm like, nobody in New York has ever fucking done that for me. And this is an outside state that has, embraced me, and Tom Brady's on the team. Right. So I'm sorry, you have the New York teams that play New Jersey, and then, a lot was going on at the time where Buffalo was playing games in Canada. It's like, oh, we're outsourcing games fucking everywhere. Let me play with somebody who actually wants to be there. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Interesting that, like, I just want to reiterate how humble you are, first of all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Because like one of the most humble things about you is that you think that the reason you got tickets to the game was you, not like the company, right? Like, not like the National Guard.
There was tickets. There was a short notice, but they were reached out
directly to you.
Well, they found me because it was one of those where like they got them late on a Friday, and a lot of people have already taken off, and I'm quite the hard worker.
Amen.
I don't cut out early on Friday. I work till the job's done. I work to so
that's beautiful.
So then I'm not going to let them go to waste. That's wasteful. and I couldn't do that,
No, dude. No, you right.
And I don't want to
Because-
spring them on somebody's short notice.
Yeah, there are people
So-
starving in Buffalo.
Right. I mean,
Right.
and two, they could have invited me to a game, but they didn't do that. So
How dare they? Right.
So it
And also
wasn't.
the Jets fucking suck. Like both those teams are garbage. Now that you told that story, though, I do want you to answer Popper's question, though, please. If Tom Brady, if the Bucks played the Pats, who are you rooting for?
I mean,
This is crazy.
well,
He's
no,
rooting
because
for the Buck. He's rooting for Tom.
so
Brady.
no timeout. So
No timeout. Look at
I'm
duck,
trying to. Well,
dodge,
let me
dip,
just
duck, dive.
let me just try to answer the question in the best way I know how to.
Okay.
So
This is like a 10-minute answer. This is like being back in the boardroom with you and Andre.
Holding up a
I'm-
whiteboard.
what I'm saying is.
Mhm.
What I'm saying is I like to throw a little cheddar on the games. So
Okay.
I like to go for the underdog, and I'm going to win either way. So
Who
I'm
is
not
the
picking
underdog
it.
in that situation?
What do the odds say?
You're such a.
I'm not
Dude,
making the
dude.
odds. Clearly,
Okay,
I can
I
barely do with
see-
this podcast.
Yeah. You are good at what you do, Mags.
I don't do
Okay.
much.
Let's say though that you got damn. But I got to think of like a good example. Like, what are two? Okay, I got a question. Let's say that someone offered you their entire Pines collections, and it's all like you probably have all of the like ranked from like 1 to 100. Let's say someone offered you all the Pines ranked from 1 to 100, right? Or I'm trying to think of what's a good, like I was gonna say a signed Tom Brady jersey, or like a 25-minute phone call with Tom Brady. What do you
I
take?
take the Pines, dude. Are you out of your mind?
Yeah, those pines are worth a lot.
Are you kidding me?
Oh, okay. What if Tom Brady offered you a Super Bowl ring?
I'm not a jewelry fan. I don't like wearing
Wow,
jewelry.
dude, you're
I did get a Fitbit a few years ago, and I somehow made peace with wearing that. But I don't like anything on me.
What
Okay,
if
so
you
it's not-
got?
it's not
What if
fair,
you had the option of getting an all expenses paid trip to either Foxborough or to Tampa Bay this
There we go.
coming weekend to watch the game? Which
There
one,
we go.
which one are you going to?
Well, I'm going to Florida because it's further away and it's warmer. I mean, that's
So
a
he's a Bucs
stupid
fan.
question.
He's a Bucks fan.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. He's a Bucks fan.
No,
Told
no,
me.
that's the
Right.
stupidest thing I've ever heard. Hey,
Yeah.
Hawaii has a football team. Hey, Magnum,
it's a
would you
one-day-
rather?
You're going down there for one day.
Just hold on a second. Just hold on. You say you want to go to Hawaii to catch this game, or do you want to go?
I'm not
you wanna
inviting you to the Pro Bowl 20 years ago.
Okay, let's switch the question. Let's say Tom Brady still plays for the Pats. Well, no, because you don't. But like you don't like the Bucks. You like Tom Brady. Let's say Tom Brady played.
I've enjoyed
for
the Bucks for a while.
the Bears. Let's say Tom Brady played for like what's another cold state? Like
No, here, Tom Brady.
Hey.
Tom Brady is playing at Meadowlands, or you get to go to Foxborough.
I'm not going to fucking Jersey.
So you're.
I
you're
don't
going-
want to go. Well, I don't need to see him. I can see him on TV. The content on TV is packaged so much better than the
Agreed.
in-game experience.
agreed.
I
on the
don't,
field. You get on the field tickets,
bro.
full field access.
Freezing or raining on like all over you is not what I
Wow.
want to do out there.
TB12.
I'd rather watch the game, and then also too, you can't get a freaking good signal when you're there, so you can't check on the other games, and you got to wait for
You can't
things
get
to
a
go
good
by.
signal.
I can
That is
catch
not
everything at home.
Evidence. That's not true.
Yeah, in my experience, speaking for myself, if I could, that is a fact.
I mean, you're probably right. You probably did more football games than me. I just, I feel like playing devil's advocate here, but I just want you to admit that you were a
Humble.
Pats fan when Tom Brady played for the Pats.
He's a Tom Brady fan.
Right.
Yeah, I'm a
There you
Brady
go.
fan because of the Pats and the tickets.
But
I appreciated his contributions before then. I enjoyed the playoff games before I was a official fan of the Patriots. Sure.
name Tom Brady's children.
I don't know. I
I thought you
why?
might know.
Why?
I don't know.
I-
Just felt like you might know that. It was a shot in the dark.
Yeah, I don't know how we got onto this.
He knows him. He knows.
Yeah,
him.
I think he does too, low key.
The hell, I don't know.
He
I
does
don't know
too.
this stuff. I like to watch the game. I like to watch the game.
Okay. This is what I want to do real quick. I want you to say something nice about Mag and then vice versa. And then I want you to say something that you hate about each other. Would that be, you don't have to do it, but wouldn't that be crazy?
I kind of like this. Go ahead.
Yeah. So this is actually kind of easy, to be honest with you, because the thing I love about him is the thing I hate about him as well. He will fight for anything. He will draw a line in the sand, and he will fight for his position come hell or high water, no matter what. And if it's right, wrong, or indifferent, and he will fight for you and he will fight against you. And it's admirable and it's also detestable at the same time.
That's a good answer. Okay, Mag.
And I don't. So the thing I hate about him is when I have to agree with him.
Yeah.
Very humble of you.
I can't stand it.
Well, and hold on, I agree with you too on that, because it's like when we agree with each other, something's wrong. Like it's just not right.
I mean, Wes,
we're both wrong.
What you have to understand is, like I'm saying, this is not like we live next to each other and like we were friends. Like we were forged in the crucible of these casino trips and these carnival games that we came up with, which we take very seriously.
Okay.
And consequences be damned. Like there's
monetary consequences.
Yeah, when stuff's on the line, and like our group of guys, like, and this wasn't Popper, but he didn't help me out with it. But I bet Popper, remember this hot dog eating contest?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Can you explain that? So yeah,
yeah. So we had this group of guys where we would. Yeah, and we would gamble, right? So we would keep tally of like, okay, I want this game, who wants that game, and we're just keeping track. And it's like, okay, I owe you this, I owe you that. So we had an official website that we'd use, and if you went on there, you could be like, oh, I want whatever, Packers -3, whatever it is. So now we're coming on 4th of July for the Nathan's hot dog eating.
Can I just interject real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me give the site out. We only looked at for odds back then, and now like it's easier to like bet like with the casinos or sports books or whatever. But anyways, so I think the site was called BetUS.
BetUS.com.
But I would say it was Betis.
Betis.
Oh,
because there was
so
no
funny.
dot in between it. So go ahead, Popper. Sorry.
That was that was what you disagreed on. It was called Bet Us.
No.
Betis. BETUS. But
whether it's Bet US or Bet Us.
I love that argument.
And I don't know. It could be either, to be honest with you.
It's
right.
Probably Bet US.
I think it is.
But anyway, so we're back to the 4th of July hot dog eating contest. And
the World Cup or Euro Cup was going on, I think, also.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember how this all went
down.
So
what happened was, okay.
Well, hold on. Preface here is like, so when you have a singular event with multiple people that could win it, so you have like, okay, Joey Chestnut is like -800 or whatever, meaning you have to bet $8 to win $1. But then you have multiple other people who are like +200, +400, +1,000. So everyone's got all these odds, right? So just because Joey Chestnut is -800, you could have somebody in the field that's like +20, 2,000 or whatever. So if you had bet on them, it's like $1 would win 20 there. So now Mags is like, oh, I'll take Joey Chestnut for, I forget what you said, for even money or something like that, right?
What's the pot looking like? Like in these bets, typically, like are y'all?
It's $20. Bet. Yeah, I mean, you're just throwing out there like, I want this for 20 or whatever it is, and then somebody's got to accept it, right?
Okay.
So he throws out a bet, and it was not the line given within the structure of the bet.
Not that to be.
But okay. So to be fair, when when you're betting in this structure, there is a vig, right? That the casino is always going to win, right? No matter who wins the hot dog contest, the casino wins, because
If somebody's plus 10,000, the other guy's not going to be. If some guy's minus 10,000, the other guy's not going to be plus 10,000.
Right.
Right. Because they're doing the odds of like, if this guy wins, they're just trying to maximize the payout, right? That they're going to earn. So when we do football bets, normally a football bet is like Jets plus 7 minus 110, right? So if you have to bet 11 to win 10.
Yep.
So we take that minus 110 away. So it's just like Jets plus 7, Packers minus 7. And there's no vig, right?
Okay.
So it takes away the casino edge. Now, with this kind of a bet, it's a little bit different, because you got to do a whole different, like, there's no way of knowing. So he just offered a bet that normally there was plenty of casino edge in it, minus 8,000 or minus 800, and he tried to make it like, I'm pretty sure you called it even. Like, I'll take Joey Chestnut even money.
Because
you're getting
was
the
odds
field
for other players. There was no field option, right?
Yeah.
So
okay,
and then
I'm following you.
And so the point, and the funny thing was, it doesn't even matter because Joey Chestnut won, and
Joey Chestnut won. Yes.
Kevin, the victim, had no issue paying it.
Shout out.
However, Daryl, who had nothing to lose in this scenario because he didn't bet, one of our other pals,
but everything to gain.
Right. Basically called this out.
Okay.
And
he called shenanigans on it, and Kevin didn't realize that there was shenanigans until after the fact. And then, oh man,
you couldn't look up the odds after they
in the sand. It was hilarious,
and it was over $20.
So yeah, all over $20.
Over $20? Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that friendship like? Was that friendship wrecked?
No.
Okay.
Just for like everybody knows what Mags does.
What's the craziest bet y'all have ever made against each other? Like, has one of you won like dumb money?
Mags has, actually against one of our buddies. No, against Brewer.
Oh yeah, Seabrew.
Yeah.
So Seabrew, I don't know if you know about this, but and I'm not talking women's, but the Yukon Huskies sometimes they put a team together and
college basketball,
and when they get it rolling, they win it all. But nobody likes betting on Yukon. So our pal Seabrew, and of course nobody picked Yukon. I picked them to go all the way, and I won. Shout out to myself.
Love that.
So anyways, he kept betting against me with Yukon and kept doubling the bet.
Okay.
So I think he wound up losing $1,000, Papa.
He got hammered. Yeah.
He got crushed.
That's amazing.
With these. So
he still hates Yukon to this day. He lives really close to it.
Damn. And you got paid. Like, he kept his into the bargain.
Sometimes I had to hunt him down, and I'm not the one to press. So like, if I owe, it's a federal offense if I don't pay right away. We settle up twice a year.
Right. Yeah.
During the casino trips, we settle up, and well, you don't know that, I'm telling you that. And so anyways, he doesn't show to the casino trip, but he's dogged me on some other things, Popper. So but anyway, so eventually, I'll get paid from him, but I pay right away, like a Lannister, right? Always pay my debts.
Yeah. And see, like, there is a part of me that's like, I feel so like defensive of you, Mags, but I can also tell that you're a degenerate. And so it's like, I understand the like why because you are the one who's going to do the like, figure out a loophole in like a prop or like a line or whatever. And
he's a lawyer.
Yeah. Right. I see it in you. And so like, there's like, I want to defend you, but then I'm like, I bet you probably have done some interesting business.
So he alluded to it earlier, we would do these casino trips, and we would end up spending most of the time in the room playing these made up games against each other.
Oh,
We
that's-
would just literally like we'd bring a bunch of props and we would make up these games, and we would just spend the night like gambling against each other in the room, like having a blast. And literally we learned that you have to be like so super specific with the rules of your game.
Yeah, right.
Because
Because
if you're not,
Can we mention this one again, Popper? I know we've mentioned it before, but I think this is important. The game you set up with the just like a basketball, like throw the ball in the trash can.
okay.
yeah.
So go ahead, Popper.
What are y'all betting? I just gotta know really fast. Like, are y'all betting like $100?
Oh no! But it
It's like a
gets up
pool.
there. I mean, you're playing quick turnover games here, maybe $5 a pop, but you know
Okay.
it can get painful after a while.
AC/DC can get painful too.
Well, that's a different story.
That's a different story.
That's brutal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah,
keep
we're
going.
playing.
Yeah.
We're just playing whatever made up game, and you have to. The rule was basically you got to have your foot against the wall, and you
Mhm.
got to take whatever ball it is, and we're throwing it across the room into like a trash bucket. or
That was on a
something.
bed.
I love this.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
So my buddy Kevin went. I'm pretty sure Kevin went first.
You're right.
Right. And what happened?
Kevin made the shot.
No,
Kevin made the shot, but
his foot wasn't
against the wall.
Oh.
Right.
So Popper says, well, that doesn't count. Shoot it again.
Yeah.
Kevin
Right.
shoots. Kevin misses it.
Right.
I get up and I miss it, but my foot wasn't against the wall. So
doesn't
I
count.
said I should get another shot
Oh.
because of that, and I put my foot against the wall and I drained that sucker.
Yeah, wetted that shit up.
And then all hell broke loose because he said that my shot didn't count. Well, then I said his shot. Why did he get a redo? Because he wasn't against the wall,
It's a fair point.
right?
Nah,
the argument-
you missed.
No, I
That's
made
it.
it when
miss
when
is
my
a
foot
miss.
was against the wall.
A miss is a miss.
It's like a
A
practice
miss is a
swing.
miss, but his foot wasn't against the wall. The argument, though, I think, like, I get that argument, but Popper's argument would like be, did you not have your foot against the wall on purpose? Like, was it
For sure.
We
Right.
can't speculate what was in the mind and the hearts of
Right.
me back then.
That is why I'm.
Of course
I
we
love
can.
you, dude. Yeah, I like that because you knew the first shot you were probably going to miss. You need to get a feel for like the range, and then you had the fail safe foot not against the wall. Put the foot against the wall, make the shot win.
And that turned into
Didn't
like
work out for him though.
it turned into a
shit.
long argument. So I feel like I got my 2 cents though from the argument that lasted like an hour.
Oh, you always
straight,
get
and
your
then
2 cents. Yeah.
rages on.
Always,
So
dude.
I'll take my pound of flesh if I have to.
10 years later,
Dude,
we're still talking about it.
We would be great friends. I do shit like this. One time I was hammered and was talking shit with a buddy and told him that I knew how to win rock, paper, scissors every time. And I didn't. I was bluffing. And like, but I was like so drunk. And he was like, I had been trying to get him to buy a PS4 because I wanted to play some game with me and I don't even have a PS4 anymore. And I was like, dude, if you beat me in rock, paper, scissors, I will buy you a PS4 right now. And I lost and literally got like on Best Buy and bought him a PS4. And then I woke up the next day and I was so upset, dude. Like I was like, what have I done? And I think he like plays Xbox. Like we didn't even play PS4, but like I love doing shit like that. Like I bet people tattoos. And thankfully I've won. I've only lost one of those bets and they never have picked the tattoo. But like I will bet tattoos. I will bet whatever. Like on my 18th birthday, I bet a piercing and got my like cartilage pierced. And so yeah, so I love this shit.
Yeah, there's what I love and hate about Max right there. In a
Yeah.
That's
nutshell.
beautiful.
So does that answer your question, Wes?
I think so. I don't know.
Well, Wes, thank you so much. I'm glad you were able to come on and join us. Glad we were able to iron out the little issues we had with our help here at papamags.com.
Yeah, I'm glad they got fired.
Glad there was. Yeah, listen, we couldn't fire them because they had already quit their job. So
Wow.
you know,
Wow. Unreal.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you know that reference, but if you know, you know.
Yep.
Okay. I don't.
Um,
but Dude.
That goes back to the domain name, right? So the person, when Mitch alluded to it, he said that he couldn't fire the person because they no longer had their job. The person that was in charge of renewing the domain name. But yeah, man, thank you for coming by. We would certainly appreciate it. Quite a story, and we're certainly rooting for you in whatever this next phase of your life is. And we look forward to seeing whatever this news is that you may have for us in the next coming months. So,
and thank you guys. I mean, I'm fans of you two as humans, and I'm fans of what you do in this space. And it was an honor to be on your show. So thank you guys.
Awesome. Appreciate that, dude.
Yes,
Thanks,
sir.
Wes.
Follow me on Twitter at Wes Sherwin and datatv.com or what, not .com, / whatever, Wes. It doesn't matter. Who cares?
And we're shedding ultralight.
We're shedding ultralight. That's going to become something else.
Ultra gone. All right.
Awesome. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Wes. You have been listening to the Pops and Mags Pinecast. Music provided by Sushi Cat. Like what you hear? Send that cat a treat at feedthecat.theta. Pops and Mags is a scumbag hat production in association with Kyle's Hot Tub.